Good day, folks. My name's Tony Trimper of the band Callahan. I'm on my own here today and want to play a few songs and consider myself a songwriter. And I love story songs. And this is a song I wrote called The Gorley Shanty Riot. And an Irish historian once told me that the most infamous incident that happened in Irish history outside of Ireland happened in Windsor Junction, Nova Scotia. And no one wrote a song about it. Basically about the Irish Catholics rioting against their English Protestant foremen when they were working on the railroad. And Joseph Howe was in charge of the railroad, took some of these Irishmen to court. To break up the riot, took 100 militia to be shipped out from Halifax. But Joseph Howe was quoted saying, whether they be Catholic, Muslim, or Jew, they're all foolish. And Catholics in the legislature that were liberals across the floor became Tories, overthrew the government. So someone had to write a song about that, and it's a Callahan favorite. Check it out. It's online everywhere you listen to music. The Gorley Shanty Riot. That fair spring day in 56, the faithful march toward Corpus Christi. Railroad foremen threw words of hate from Anglo tongues that can't relate to callous hands and hearts of love for body and blood of Christ above. But Irish pride, it will survive. Green when trampled, be still alive, yeah. Riot out to the shanty, feeling lucky now are you, Gorley? Cry no more and raise thy fist, riot forevermore. Gaelic hearts did rage them on, Halifax sent 100 strong. Militiamen with only one function, squash that riot at Windsor Junction. Riot out to the shanty, feeling lucky now are you, Gorley? Cry no more and raise thy fist, riot forevermore. Bearing chains, their charges read by Joseph Howe, the railroad head. Infamously these words did spew, Catholics be foolish as Muslim or Jew. That's what he said. So we'll riot out to the shanty, feeling lucky now are you, Gorley? Cry no more and raise thy fist, riot forevermore. Ha ha. So we'll riot out to the shanty, feeling lucky in the walls of Gorley. Cry for more, point raised and fist, riot forevermore, yeah! And we'll riot out to the shanty, feeling lucky in the walls of Gorley. Cry for more, point raised and fist, riot forevermore. Yes, we'll riot forevermore. And we'll ride forevermore. So a lot of what I learned about songwriting, I learned from a great friend and a great musician named Ryan Roberts, originally a Cape Breton boy, but he's been in the Valley for many years now. And we wrote this song together called Tornado. Some of you may have been in perfect relationships all through your life, me not so much. And this one just basically goes out to all the tornadoes that have blown in and out of our lives. Thankful that they came, but maybe more thankful that they're gone. She's a tornado, and she's looking to touch down, but she'll take right off again. Won't stay too long on the ground, trying to rope the wind. Is to hold her in these arms. She'll be here and gone, depends which way the wind blows. She's a tornado. Eyes like the blue sky, whispers songs of rain. Storm clouds were sure signs, she blew my heart away. Take cover before you know. I try to love her but don't get close. Hang on when she lets go, 'cause she lets go. She's a tornado, and she's looking to touch down, but she'll take right off again. Won't stay too long on the ground, trying to rope the wind. Is to hold her in these arms. She'll be here and gone, depends which way the wind blows. She's a tornado. Long way from Kansas, still she's not to blame. Didn't understand it, some things should not be chased. Untethered, she won't be bound. You left digging through the lost and found. But hang on if you hang around, 'cause she won't hang around. She's a tornado, and she's looking to touch down, but she'll take right off again. Won't stay too long on the ground, trying to rope the wind. Is to hold her in these arms. She'll be here and gone, depends which way the wind blows. She's a tornado. She's a tornado. She's a tornado, and she's looking to touch down, but she'll take right off again. Won't stay too long on the ground, trying to rope the wind. Is to hold her in these arms. She'll be here and gone, depends which way the wind blows. She's a tornado. She's a tornado. This song I wrote, and a song that I do with my band Callahan, and it's all about living life. Because, I mean, I love Jesus as much as anyone, but I do not love judgment. I saw this shirt once, I wish I bought it. It said, Jesus, protect me from your followers. But this song's called In the Gray. And basically the premise is life is more colorful anyway when you're living in the gray. Well, some think it's safe to not have a heartbeat. Even walk out of that door. The one thing can't judge me for not living. Why else was I given breath for? Protect your mind and close your world. A pristine corpse to the grave. Waiting there for some tomorrow, while I have a smile here on my face. Love others and love yourself, it's what the good books say. Shake your head at the things I've done, and I'll share those stories today. Did tomorrow with no regrets, live 9 lives on my way. Didn't ask for opinions, life's been colorful anyway. When you're living in the gray. Some think it's safe to not have a vision, but envy our colors all the same. My thumb led me round here in the first place. Yours joins a finger placing blame. Protect your mind and close your world. A pristine corpse to the grave. You're waiting there for some tomorrow, and I have a smile here on my face. Love others and love yourself, it's what the good books say. Shake your head at the things I've done, and I'll share those stories today. Did tomorrow with no regrets, live 9 lives on my way. Didn't ask for opinions, life's been colorful anyway. When you're living in the gray. Wrong or right, black and white. Well, it ain't right to judge my life. Wrong or right, black and white, it ain't right. 'Cause life's been colorful anyway. When you're living in the love others and love yourself, it's what the good books say. Shake your head at the things I've done, and I'll share those stories today. Did tomorrow with no regrets, live 9 lives on my way. Didn't ask for opinions, life's been colorful anyway. When you're living in the gray. In the gray. Gonna perform a song here that I wrote for my mother, and wrote it for her 65th birthday. Won't say how long ago that was. It's a song that with my band Callahan, we don't play it a lot because, playing pubs and breweries and boisterous fun stuff, it doesn't always fit. But when we played some intimate settings like the Carlton and a few places, we always play this one. And definitely we like to volunteer and go to nursing homes, and they love the Irish music and the old country like we do. I always get to play Mother. So this goes out to my mom, but can go out to all of our moms, because if you're like me, you might relate to some of the words. Call her Mama Bear, but you have no clue. Hopes and dreams that she spent on you, all the sleepless nights, that hair of gray. She's a hen that blends to protect her young. She seems so stern and ain't no fun, but perspective changes when you wake up one day. When every other woman just breaks your heart, she'll hold you close when it falls apart, let you bare your soul, that dry eye cry. She puts her dream on hold as you reach for yours. Time spent with her, the best gift, of course. Simple call home will make her heart fly. Mother, simple title like no other. Love that lasts forever. What's everyone above her? And I call her Mother. Miss the rink, always woke us up. Pour down the sink, whatever's in that cup. The things you did to her, she'll never understand. Was your father and you ever thought you'd go? Sat beside you doing math that she don't know. But I'm thankful to stand here and say, hey, she made this man. She puts her foot in her mouth most every time. But her heart's so big that you just don't mind. She'll say things to you no one else would dare. Her lessons are taught not with words but deeds. You're all grown up, but she's what you need to remind you every day what it means to care. Mother, simple title like no other. Unconditional love that lasts forever. Puts everyone above her, and I call her mother. Carry a million miles and still hold your hand. Made you stand tall and became your friend. Spent sleepless nights, you never paid no mind. She still holds your heart after all this time. I call her mother. Simple title like no other. Unconditional love that lasts forever. She puts everyone above her, and I call her mother. And I call her mother. If you do get a chance, please check that out. There's a music video to that Roxanne Roberts sings beautiful harmonies with me on it, and I always hear her in my head when I sing that, but obviously you don't. But do check out the video or the track anywhere online, and under Callahan with Roxanne Roberts with us. God bless you, mothers. Thank you for doing what you've done. Going to do a cover here, which you may or may not know, depends on if you listen to Flog 'Em Molly. Or you may have heard Callahan do it, if I'm lucky. We did record this on our studio album and our more recent live album. But Flog 'Em Molly is an influence of ours. I mean, we're all over the place. You know, Chris Christopherson's probably my all-time favorite, but I love Shane MacGowan. And do a lot of Irish-ish music and a lot of country-ish music, but basically, one of the early members in our band said, basically, it's all drinking music. So here's a little Whistles the Wind. And please check it out by Callahan and or Flog 'Em Molly. Whistles the wind, blowing my way, and taking me back like here to stay. Can winners be losers, running on the same track? Some head for glory, others we crash. And it breaks my heart to see you this way. The beauty in life wears gone. And somebody told me you were doing okay. Somehow I guess they were wrong. My isolation. Now there's a sobering thought. A minute alone, lifetime too long. See this face in this mirror, so pale it could crack. Desperately wanting color it lacks, and it breaks my heart to see you this way. Beauty in life wears it gone, and somebody told me doing okay. Somehow I guess they were wrong. Saw you drank lost souls for too many years. Tied your ankles, now crippled with fear. Never were righteous, seldom were wrong. Life's only life with you in this song. There's an ocean between where I am and where I want to be. But you prayers of doubt, doubt not for me. And it breaks my heart to see you this way. Beauty in life, where's it gone? And somebody told me you were doing okay. Somehow I guess they were wrong. Yes, it breaks my heart to see you this way. The beauty in life, where's it gone? And somebody told me you were doing okay. Somehow I guess they were wrong. Whistles the wind, whistles the wind, whistles the wind. Whistles the wind. Saw you find your way out, but there's no going now. Every woman and child drags you down for the dive. It's not safe being free. Can't get back what you feel. Said you'll always be in heaven with me. Well, I'm excited that my buddy Jon Hines showed up, and appreciate him connecting me with the folks at the station here. Wonderful place, wonderful people, and can't let Jon come by without playing something on his guitar. So there's a song that we've done, and we've recorded. It's not out yet, but I'm doing this not so solo album because I'm doing collaborations with great friends and great musicians like Jon, making me sound good. And this song that we are doing, it's almost 100 years old, and you wouldn't know it from the lyrics. And I'm gonna be honest, I did twist some of the lyrics, but a lot of people have twisted lyrics on this song over the last 100 years. But ain't nobody's business. You ready to go, brother?
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I ramble, get drunk and gamble. It's nobody's business if I do. Said it's nobody's business, ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business if I do. If I come around one morning and leave that crazy lady, well, it's nobody's business if I do. Said it's nobody's business, ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business if I do. All right, y'all. Drugs are gonna run me, cocaine will kill my baby. Pretty girls gonna make me do what I do. But it's nobody's business, ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business if I do. That woman keeps her motor clean, I'll provide the gasoline. It's nobody's business if I do. Said it's nobody's business, ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business if I do. All right. Missy drives a Cadillac, damn straight she's got the jacket. Nobody's business if I do. Said it's nobody's business, ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business if I do. That's where all my money goes. Drugs, booze, and women's clothes. Pretty girls gonna make me do what I do. Well, it's nobody's business, ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business if I do. All right, take us out, John. Nobody's business, ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business if I do. I said it's nobody's business, ain't nobody's business, ain't nobody's business if I do. Yeah. Great job, brother. So this is a live album coming out, and I should mention people that are helping on it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of collaborations, and music brings the best people together, like meeting you through Andre Petitpas originally. And Mark Kosh is going to be mastering and mixing this album, and Maurice O'Coin from down around the city's producing it. So honored to have you on there, brother. And yeah, a lot of good friends through this music thingy.
Happy to be here, brother.
Cool. So this is a song I wrote, and it's going to be on the same Not So Solo album that I'm recording with Maurice O'Coin with various friends. And Maurice mentioned for this song, it would be really cool for it to be recorded in a church. And we did that in Halifax, St. Benedict. Hope it's okay to say that. They allowed us to come in, and we got a really good take of it. And a friend of mine who's a pastor in Scotland is actually going to be playing mandolin on it. And it's called God Forgive Me. And I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic, but, you know, I don't want to judge anyone else for anything because people could judge me for so much. But this song is about the message of Jesus, whether you're a Christian or not, is love and loving and challenging ourselves to be love and to not be condescending and not be selfish. So yeah, so it's more to myself, but hopefully other people can gain something from it too. God forgive me how I treated those people today. God forgive me, 'cause you sure taught a better way. God forgive me, not for what I did, but what I did not. You said you came for everyone. Forgive me, God, I forgot. A brisk walk past your homeless son, eyes face down, don't face no one. Donated to your charity. Should be good, be thankful. I am, it's you, not me. Incarcerated, stares from TV. There's guilt for sure, in spite of plea. Pick a remote, just a finger to change. Mind drain negativity, there's no prayer in range. God forgive me how I treated those people today. God forgive me, 'cause you sure taught a better way. God forgive me, not for what I did, what I did not. Said you came for everyone. Forgive me, God, I forgot. Just work all day with clients, colleagues. There's nothing left for home but a sigh relief. Word shot out, never to take back. suffer those most dear to us, crying, I'm so sorry, Dad. God forgive me, how I treated my people today. Light to skip calls at night, ignoring jokes concerning other folks, not stepping up or reaching out, just staying in tow for the status quo. God forgive me, how I treated your people today. God forgive me, you sure taught a better way. God forgive me, both for what I did and what I did not. You said you came for everyone. Forgive me, God, I forgot. Well, Jesus said he came for everyone. Forgive me, Lord, I forgot. Well, this song, and I'm so glad to have Jon here, because I feel naked sometimes without Callahan, my band, being with me, so appreciate you playing with me, brother. But this is a Callahan song, and it's a song I wrote about the first time that I went to Ireland. So just a little language in it, so forgive me in advance. Because... And it was kind of funny. An old Acadia buddy went with me, and his name was Jon. So your name's in this, and it said Jon there beside me, and Jon's beside me right now. Yeah, we were just young and foolish and just looking for fun. Now we're just not young, but we didn't have any agenda, and we got this cheap flight to Cork, and I think it was $11 Canadian, maybe 18, and then we just driving on the other side of the road. I won't say wrong side of the road. It was stressful. And then Jon said, Tony, let's just stop here tonight. And we're in Limerick. So we end up going to this pub in Limerick. And I said to the bartender, what's there to do in Limerick? And he gave us the best advice ever. He said, lads, this place is a shithole. Go to Galway. And I mean, I think there's a reason why a lot of people have written songs about Galway, because it was phenomenal. And wrote this song. It's probably 80 or 90% true. And you can guess which parts. So, all right. You ready, brother? To Galway, which means land of foreigners. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Was a cheap-ass flight to Cork with Ryanair, but the girls in that city, my mother's named DeBear. So kissing the Blarney, closest thing to romance, a narrow trail north, we hit it by chance. Wrong side of the road, my knuckles were white. Jon there beside me said stop for the night. An afternoon in Limerick to a pub then did go, but the barkeep said, lads, this place is a shithole. Go to Galway was wisdom we're given. I wish I could thank him on this side of heaven. My heart and more in that town did I share. All calls to Galway, raise a pint, meet me there. The land of foreigners, a cultural tapestry. Spanish, French, was a German with me. My hand on her back, her raised toast so blunt. She said, think you like that? Wait till it's on my front. That's what she said. Go to Galway was wisdom we're given. I wish I could thank him on this side of heaven. My heart and more in that town did I share. All calls to Galway, raise a pint, meet me there. Take us on the plane, Johnny boy. music, raise pints, folks sharing the crack. Retired me to Galway, must find my way back. Old friends there be gone, but new friends start the same. A dark hair by long walk will be my new flame. Yes, I stole that lyric from Steve Earle. Go to Galway was wisdom worth given. I wish I could thank him on this side of heaven. My heart loved that place like no other I found. Oh city, for you turn this clattering round. Go to Galway was wisdom worth given. I wish I could thank him on this side of heaven. My heart and more in that town did I share. All Gauls to Galway, raise a pint, meet me there. Sláinte, everybody, and if you get a chance to go to Galway, definitely go for it. Maybe that should be for the Galway Tourism Bureau. Limerick's a shithole. All right. Again, apologize for the language.
Thank you, Tony, for coming in here today.
Thank you so much, Becky.
It was
and
like
Nick, thank you so much.
awesome to have you.
Yeah, well, it's been an honor and a blessing for sure.
Now, as usual, I have some questions.
Okay. Hopefully I have answers. We'll see.
So, where did the name Callahan come from?
Okay, so the band, our band, Callahan, it's Irish, obviously, but my great-grandmother was Kathleen O'Callahan, and I'm told that I was conceived around the same time she passed away. So my great-grandfather, her husband, Harold Stokes, always thought I was her reincarnated. And so, not that I believed it, but it's a cool story. And he passed away. I was quite young, but he shared stories with me about World War I that he never talked to anyone else about. So there was something significant there where I think he really believed that I was Kathleen O'Callahan reincarnated. So when thinking up of a band name, and I mentioned to our drummer Greg, who's the other founding member of the band, about using that name, he's like, sure, because it has some heritage to it. And pretty cool story. They met in World War I. She had to come out of a bomb factory in England naked, and he was a soldier and put his coat around her, and that's how they met.
Wow, that's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
But maybe he saw something that you didn't see.
I'm sure.
You know, if he thought you were a reincarnation, perhaps you were.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not going to argue with my
no,
great-grandfather.
I think it's pretty cool. You should be very, you're very blessed that he would speak to
sure.
you about things that he wouldn't speak to anybody else about.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Special
And
bond.
I love history. I love ancestry and all these things. So
Now I can tell that by the way you write.
Thanks.
Very impressive.
Okay, thanks.
I like the way you tell a story.
Well, yeah. I love stories and I love history, and you know, to put them to song can be a lot of fun. And sometimes, you know, with Callahan, one of our slogans that there's a gentleman from the UK who did some work with us and did our bio and came up the idea of often with more presence than talent. And both he and I said we might get that tattooed, because I feel like that's a lot of my stage presence and our stage presence, you know, often with more presence than talent. But, you know, just bringing it and just having fun with it. And everyone should do what you want to do. Have fun. Like, don't hold back because someone says you're not a good singer. I've been told that many times and still told that many times. But, you know, just push yourself. Get out there. Do what you love to do.
Be you, Pikachu.
There you go.
So, really, it's really important that people like you as songwriters exist, as far as I'm concerned. Being a person who had a grandfather who was very into history.
Cool.
How are these stories ever going to be remembered if they're not put in song? Because things become boring if they don't have some sort of lyric.
Yeah, and
or lyrical tone, like a tone.
And look at this awesome maritime culture we have. And I mean, we were talking earlier how Nova Scotia, for its population, has so much musical talent, and Cape Breton probably even more so. And so much of our history is in song. And I'm like, someone's got to write a song about this. Someone's got to write a song about that. And Brian Doucette, another great musician and originally a Cape Bretoner, we're writing different historic songs together and want to put a project out there, like the Boxing Rock being part of that. But the Gourley Shanty Riot, most people have never heard of that story and how it really affected the government of the day and so many different things. And
very significant.
yeah.
I
live in
never-
Windsor Junction now.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So you actually educated me on
Well,
something
good.
today.
There
And
we
I
go.
think
we all learn
that's
something new every day.
well, we should always learn something from a songwriter,
Cool. Yeah.
you know, whether it be fact or fiction.
Sure. And that's just it. Just like a good movie, a song's not going to be completely accurate.
As
right?
Chris Christopherson said, partly truth and
Partly fiction. Yep.
Never a truer phrase.
Absolutely. And yeah, and he was talking about Johnny Cash and a few other people in that walking contradiction, partly truth and partly fiction, choosing every wrong direction on his lonely way back home.
It's a beautiful line. It's
great.
it's my favorite line
Yeah.
in a Chris Christopherson song.
Understandably. It depends on what day you ask me what's my favorite Christopherson tune. There's so many of them. Silver Tongue Devil is one that I love to play and cover a lot, and might be the
I'll
favorite.
sing that for you the next time
Oh,
that I see
awesome. I'll hold you to it.
you. Remind me.
For sure.
So now, do you play all over the place?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, having the time and to get the four of us together as Callahan is often tough. And sometimes smaller venues don't have the space. Breweries and pubs have been our mainstay, and often the Valley and the South Shores it's worked out, but around the city. So I'm making my debut in Cape Breton tomorrow night, so I'm excited
Yay!
about.
At the Groundswell.
Yeah, that's right. I'm excited about that.
Oh, Groundswell's going to love you.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm sure I'll love them. And
You will.
If there's beer on tap, I'll love
Oh,
being
there's
there.
always beer
Okay,
at the
perfect.
Groundswell.
Perfect.
Always. The other part of that too is it must have been very difficult during COVID. I find that I'm so happy to see all the musicians coming out of the woodwork now.
But you know what? I'm an eternal optimist. I often am. And I met some of the best people during
Online.
COVID. And because the connections, like Jon Hines. And I wouldn't have met you without Jon Hines. And I did meet Andre Petitpas beforehand, but more so over COVID and the drummer in his band, Mark Kosh, and Maurice O'Coin, who's been a full-time musician for over 40 years, slugging around Halifax, connecting over Zoom and doing co-writes and having conversations, and it's people had time. And hopefully we remember as life gets normal or busy again to take time and remember what's important. It's not always chasing the dollar.
I think the COVID has taught us a real good lesson as far as that is concerned. I saw
long as we
people.
remember.
I saw people coming out of the woodwork that probably never would have done that on this COVID kitchen party, for example.
Right.
I think that it probably, put together some musicians that never would have met each other.
It's true.
So how fantastic is
It
that?
is.
You know?
And so many people have realized the power and the importance of music and with mental health. And it's funny, everyone's like, live music's everywhere right now in this province. And more so now, places are reaching out to us more than before, us slugging, reaching out to them, which is kind of cool just because people are seeing the importance of it, right? And we live in the best place in the world, and we've relatively done well
We have.
through COVID.
We really have.
With Strang and lots of leadership.
Well,
and-
we
yeah.
really have. So we have been fortunate.
Yep.
I don't think there was ever a time, I don't know about you, that I was worried that we wouldn't get through this
No.
okay in the long run.
That's right.
As a musician, you would understand that sometimes having that time to look inside really makes you realize what's important.
Absolutely.
And it probably, to me, it actually made me more creative
Yeah, for sure. To
because I had time to think
and
Stop
focus
smell,
on those things.
Stop and smell the roses.
And time with family, time with friends, fitness I didn't do so good with over
Me
COVID.
either.
But should take more time for that and faith. And I said someone will steal my idea. Talked about writing a book someday, a bunch of F words, because faith and fitness and finances and family and friendship and all these important things that we need to take time for.
And, I think that maybe this little layover has taught us to maybe slow down a little bit
Yeah.
and see what's important and actually recognize what's more important. So what's important to me are people like you,
Well, thanks.
songwriters who love and have a passion for
sure.
music and for sharing your passion.
Yeah, well, and thanks for helping us. And I know you're a musician as well, and look forward to hearing you folks play.
You are always welcome here.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And come back anytime. Bring your friends or just bring yourself.
Yeah, well,
That's
Callahan
fine.
would love to come as a group to around Cape Breton at some point, and you know,
Callahan should tour Cape Breton
yeah,
because Cape Bretoners love rousing, rowdy
and fun.
Callahan type bands.
Yeah, just realness, right?
Yeah.
So
Now you have recording out.
yeah, so 2 albums,
Two.
Some other things in the works, of course, the not so solo project I was talking about, and Jon and many other talented people that I'm blessed that are going to be part of that. But right now, yeah, you can find us on Spotify or Apple Music and all those places. There still are those round, shiny things called CDs that we still have, and some people will still take those. There's a live album that we recently did just last fall, I guess, was when we recorded it with Maurice O'Coin being the producer, and then Mark Kosh did some mastering with it. But 27 songs on there actually, and I know it's too much, but it's it's a lot of covers. We paid to have them all on there to make sure that the songwriters got whatever profits will come from it. We'll see how often it's
I
streamed.
don't think it's about profit anymore.
No, but people should be recognized for their work. But then the original studio album was produced with Ryan Roberts, who's brilliant in the Valley and a good friend. So both those are out there.
Did you find it a really different experience live compared to in studio?
Oh, for sure.
Totally
And,
different.
I mean, I've gotten better, at being patient in the studio. I'm ADD to the max, but live captures us, and that's what we wanted to try to do because we are a fun, interactive band. I used to have a set list of songs and a set list of toasts, for doing slanches and cheers, So, so live captures us best. So yeah, but of course you can't get the same perfection. There's beauty in that imperfection, but
There sure is.
yeah.
Because it actually encompasses who you are
Right.
as a group.
Yeah, like
It's totally different. I've done both.
Yep.
And I prefer the live stuff because I can be me.
Well, and even in the studio, I like the idea of like Waylon and Willie, 2 of my heroes, where first take, that's perfect because sometimes you do it too often and you lose the realness, and there is beauty in the rawness and perfect imperfections in ways, right? Mm-hmm. So often back in the day when they had to use tape, there are mistakes on albums, and like I heard Steven Tyler with Aerosmith talking about some mistakes that you and I probably wouldn't hear because they didn't have the ability to just redo it. So I feel like some of that's gotten lost,
Yeah.
by
I also feel sometimes when I listen to pitch correctors and
Right.
that kind of annoys me.
yeah. I'm glad Christofferson didn't go to a
Well, he
pitch
didn't.
corrector.
He didn't have. No, I don't think it would have worked.
No, or Tom Waits. Or any of
No,
those
definitely
brilliant
Tom
guys.
Waits wouldn't have
Yeah.
worked for Tom
Yeah.
Waits. No, wouldn't have worked for Leonard Cohen either.
No.
I
Thank
mean,
God
Leonard
for all that.
Cohen. I think otherwise we wouldn't get to hear
Yeah.
that magic,
Exactly.
and we wouldn't be influenced by that magic
For
because
sure.
it is magic.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing you again
Well,
and
thanks.
you can bring Callahan.
Okay.
I think that
boys are allowed.
we could record you live
That'd
as
be great.
yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be
and
great.
we really want to play all over this province, and like we are spread out a little bit. I'm from the Valley originally, but live on the edge of the city towards the Valley.
You'll always be
Bear
from
River. We
You're,
were talking
you're
about.
always going to be from Bear River.
Always from Bear River, and so this province is so cool in how each region is so beautiful in different ways, and to play breweries or pubs or whatever, we're game. As long as I can drag the boys away from their families, of course. I Colby in the band has 3 young children. I'm like, Colby, you got to get your priorities straight here, right? 'Cause,
yeah, but he also needs a
but
break
he has
sometimes.
he has his priorities straight, but I bug him. It's
Yeah,
like, you're choosing your kids over the band. Come on.
Well, it's always good to travel around because you get more stories,
Oh, for sure.
more
Yeah.
band stories.
Well, and we are doing some duos, like the bass player Ted and I have been playing a place in Halifax some, and Colby and I have been doing some duos. So, I mean, Callahan takes many forms.
well, I think you're going to be doing just great, and I wish you every success.
Well, thank you so
And
much.
keep writing those great songs.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I love songwriting and writing with a lot of other songwriters.
It's amazing what comes out of that.
For
You know, I always like to think that when I write a song, everybody around me helps me write it
Well, yeah,
because I love their input.
for
And
sure.
sometimes the song will go in a different direction because you heard a note that somebody else played or an idea that somebody
right.
else had.
And you have to be open to
Absolutely.
that, right? Instead of being too fixated on
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Unfortunately, that holds a lot of musicians back, that
Mm-hmm.
fixation.
True.
So good on you.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Nice
thank
to
you
meet
again.
you.
No, you as well. And
You're welcome.
appreciate it. And glad to make a new friend today.
You got a friend.
All right. Perfect.